Alright, hey again everyone. Again, but like actually, we're back 3 hours later playing some more hardcore Minecraft. Last time we finished getting the rest of the toolsmiths in place and all of the clerics. This time we're doing the stonemasons. They go right there. They're cool. We need to get ready for them. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves our rails, our cobbled stone, and we're only gonna get like one or two to start with because the parts that this is going to deal with is kind of weird and out of the way in a weird spot. So yeah, first guy is going in right there. That's going to take some time to figure out. So let's go ahead and get this going. Hopefully we should at least have like an adult or two. Yep, those are a couple of them. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. We'll pop them all in. That's everything we got so far. And luckily, the rest of them should actually bunch up kind of hard here, so I can just afford to move like one at a time. And we can definitely help speed that along by forcing him up here. There we go. Alright, very cool. So we go ahead and we push this guy into place. Oop, there he goes. Just as you would expect. We do have our other zombie there, so that is still good. We should make powered rails in the near future, but we're not gonna worry about that right now. But we will at some point. We're gonna get these 5 in and then we'll make powered rails because I don't want to have to keep pushing things up forever. It's only like this for this very first one, this first set, just because it's so kind of like crunched in, you know? Kind of have to. And I know we've been doing a lot of villager stuff recently, like probably for about 15 hours or something. It's been a lot, you know. Wow. I know it's been a lot, but it's one of those things that like I've got enough motivation for that I really do want to try and get a lot of this stuff done while I still can, you know? Just to make life a little bit easier on myself. There we go. And let's go get our third one. And again, it's going to be worth it when it's done too, you know, can't stress that enough. We'll be able to trade for everything pretty comfortably. Which I am very much looking forward to. There we go. That's number 3, this is number 4. I think our main issue is that the arcs aren't tall enough or something. We'll have to figure out these arches a lot better because they are quite difficult for me to figure out right now, but I do need to make something a little bit nicer. But, you know, we'll figure that out at some point. Doesn't have to be today, doesn't have to be tomorrow, it just needs to happen eventually. Yep, I haven't slept since last stream, which granted that was only like 3 hours ago, so not that long ago, but I've had just an awful sleep schedule recently, and I don't know if I can fix it at this point. Or if maybe it's better to embrace it to some extent until it loops back around to being normal. Who knows? Oh, either way, we got our 5 first villagers in. They can go in place. They're cool. And we should be able to grab... It'll be back on the other side over here. we should be able to grab some extra gold and redstone that we had laying around some time ago. Ah, here we go. There's our gold. And there's our redstone. So let's see here. Powered rails. Nice. Make a couple levers. And away we go. Alrighty. Now we can go ahead and put in a couple rails there. And we'll put in another batch here. And you can hear the death by a million villagers hanging out in the old trading hall, and in the new one too, granted. But the old one especially has quite a lot of them just making noise, because that's kind of what they do, so makes enough sense. And we're really waiting on them to grow up. That's kind of that's our bottleneck right now. It's like these guys have got to grow up into adults. And until that happens, we kind of can't produce anymore, so they kind of sit here and wait. So we're going to take this opportunity to, first things first, all the minecarts back, and then we're going to, we're going to fly on out of here and drop these rails back off. We'll keep them right down in here. Tail moss. Here we go. Alright, and what we're going to do to pass the time is we are going to continue to dig out the tunnel that goes all the way out to our base, so that way we can keep working on that and lay out the ice boat road. And then we're also going to probably go get some more brown mushrooms and stuff. And we might need to get more spider eyes. Not so sure on that one. But yeah, we need spider eyes for fermented spider eyes. More weakness potions. And luckily those are pretty easy to make, so. And we need to restock on shulker boxes and our ender chests since we're kind of running out of them in there. And I'm trying to think what else it is that we gotta do. Really the bulk of it. We just need more weakness potions, and eventually we'll need more golden apples too. And honestly, we have enough golden apples to cover like the whole first floor with what we have. So we only need to get more if they're going to be our food source for some amount of time. Which they probably won't for a long time. I think we're going to mine these out in like 10 block increments. Alright, there we go. And I'm going to actually get a nice wrist rest because keyboard's raised up fairly high. Bit of a weird hole there, but okay. Yeah, we've got, I think, 350 blocks from there back to where we had finished last time. So we do have quite a lot cut out for us here that we gotta get done. We don't have to get this done either today or nothing like that, but, you know, it's one of those big projects that once it's done, it's gonna be really worth it. We're gonna be able to move villagers from the breeder all the way out to our base super duper quickly, and that'll be really cool and useful. It'll be pretty interesting, so. Your inventory is full. Sounds about right. I'm like, we're gonna need all this cobblestone anyway, so we can just leave it be. Realistically, we won't decorate all of the walls, but like we'll make you know, like how on mine shafts they have like wooden braces to like hold up the stone, that kind of deal. We'll do something like that every 10 blocks, and then that's where our lighting will go too. So that way we have consistent support that actually looks good, and then we have the lighting that goes with it. And then we'll use stripped dark oak logs because we have a lot of them and it looks good. It makes sense for like the mine shafty kind of build, so that'll be fine. Probably would just be quicker and easier to set up a haste 2 beacon at this point. I go snatch one from my base and go set up the actual beacon somewhere. Alright, I need to grind more wither skulls for that. I need to build the ice boat road going after that too at some point. We got the cobblestone for the walls and you know, we can go mine packed ice just fine, so there's a lot of infrastructure things that I'm kind of behind on that would be nice. I've just been taking the shortcut with the elytra, unfortunately. It's gone on a bit too long. Well, we're out to the next 100 mark here, which is always nice. Yeah, we're making good progress. We're getting pretty close to day 1000. I won't be able to finish up everything that I really wanted, but I should be able to at least replant the forest the way I want, so that way it looks pretty and all that kind of good stuff. But I won't be able to do any of the buildings by like the farming area that I have outside of my base like I wanted, but you know, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. It just gives me more to work towards for day 2000 and all that good stuff. And then 2000 days, that's about as far as I've gone. The other world is past like day 2030 something, 20 something, but not by much, so we'll be in uncharted territory then. But in a much better world where we don't have to build a giant fucking mountain that doesn't do anybody any good, so that'll be nice. We'll do this one until 50, like 750, and then we'll go back to the trading hall, keep doing what we were doing. Just as long as we're making some little bit of progress, it doesn't really matter. And then later on, I'm sure we'll do another 50 blocks too, just to keep it going. Alright, last little section for right now. Grading Hall is not quite out of render distance yet when we're doing this, but it is getting closer. Alright, well, we were at 750. Let's see what we go out to. We're at 650 now. And a decent chunk of this is dirt, at least for a little bit. It goes back to being stone. Oh, actually, yeah, we're about 200 blocks out. Let's mine this side out until we get to 550. Just so that way we know, like, okay, we got 200 blocks left that we have to do, you know? And some of that's already open air, some of that is dirt, which is pretty quick too. But this will give us just a better benchmark to aim for. And if we do it 50 blocks at a time, then we just got to do it 4 more times, and then we'll be done. We'll be done with the tunnel at least, and we can fly through it, which will be kind of cool. But we'll have to gather all the ice too. We'll probably need more than a shulker box. We'll try and get like 2 shulker boxes of packed ice from the iceberg biome to get all that stuff done and going. Luckily here, I don't need to worry about spawn proofing as long as there's just adequate light, so that'll be fine. You know what? I'm stuck between doing. No, I should do stonemasons first because they're easier to just shut your brain off and get them done, and then that'll leave me left over time to start working on librarians. But if I work on the librarians first, then I get more time for the baby villagers to be born and turn into adults, and then they stockpile. So it may be better for me to work on librarians first, and then just sit there and start grinding out all their trades, because then we'll do that. I think that's a more efficient use of our time here. So we're going to be breaking and placing lecterns a bunch, unfortunately, but I think it is going to be for the better long term. Eerie little cave owners. You may hear some background noise from me every once in a while. That's because it's raining. See, the earth tends to do that sometimes when it decides it doesn't want to be dry anymore, and it rains, and it's really that simple. There's nothing else that happens. But now, seriously, it's just raining a little bit. Probably gonna be on and off today, but you know, we'll see. Alright, well that puts us officially at 200 blocks. So 200 blocks, and we will have connected up the entire tunnel. Again, we don't need to do it all right now, it's just more so that way we have a cleaner number to look at and be like, yep, we're getting close. So it's all good. See, it's nighttime out here. Zombie knows too. And looks like the rest of this crap is starting to despawn. And we'll throw all this other trash out. Well, you know what? Actually, let's go kill some spiders. I don't know how many spider eyes I currently have, but it's probably not a whole lot, so... Let's grab whatever we can. We should go check our coordinates book, too. Because I wonder, did I ever make a spider farm? Oh, I did. Oh, no, I marked where one was, which is actually by my base. But I don't want to make a farm out of that one because it's too close to my base, if that makes any sense. It causes issues because I'll have to get rid of that one day down the line. But maybe I can keep it. I don't know, we'll see. I'm not gonna think too hard about it for right now. Let's just take some time to just kill some spiders and get some spider eyes. Always be good to get a little bit more stuff, you know? But we have a hostile mob farm, right? And you would think, oh, well, you got a hostile mob farm, why do you gotta run out and kill a bunch of spiders by hand? Well, spider eyes only drop if the player kills the spider. String drops no matter what, but the actual eyes themselves don't. So, we have to be a little bit more involved here if we want to get some extra spider eyes. Which, hey, granted, we've already got 16. So, like, honestly, that's, like, more than what we need. Now we're at 20. So that's pretty good. And we're just going to keep getting more and more here. Witches do drop them, though, even if they aren't killed by a player. Which is always nice. Of course, witches are quite rare, so we're not going to ever have too many of them. But either way, 25 that we're at right now, I mean, this is probably enough. We'll go run around a little bit more, maybe try to get that up to a clean half stack, but like, you know, 27 spider eyes would make like 3 shulker boxes of potions. So like, we're pretty much fine. Didn't really need more than this. You fucking deflected that, you cheating bastard. I saw that, you ain't slick. Alright, I just had bad timing there, that was just on me. You know, we still have yet to find a trident now that I'm thinking about it. Bit of a shame. We'll probably have to make a drown farm to get them to spawn naturally with tridents and just kill a bunch until we get 1 or 2. I think I want 3 of them because I want a Riptide one, I want a Loyalty 3 one, and then I want a separate Loyalty 3 one with channeling. So I don't want channeling on like a main trident. Hey, a skeleton and a creeper with nothing else next to him. Here we go. Hey, interestingly enough, it looks like one single axe crit with the sharpness 5 axe drops him down to just normal skeleton range. We may be able to use that to actually get more music discs. We don't even need to necessarily make a farm for it or nothing. We could just do it by hand. That could be fun. Or at least something extra to do, you know. We're kind of hitting that point in the game after all where so much is relying on us actually building and being super creative now that it can get hard to just do things that don't involve that, you know. Building is fun, but if that's all you truly do is building, then it can get a little stale, a little hard to do anything else. And some days you just don't want to build, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. It's just how it is. But either way, we got our spider eyes that I was looking for, so let's go ahead and sleep in our bed. And we're gonna go ahead and zombify and cure this batch of villagers. There's only 5 of them, so which is actually fine because we've only got the 5 here. Let's go get some of that other stuff. By other stuff I mean cobblestone. Forgot what it was called apparently. And we'll just have one of those be insane this one. You might have spotted me. Rough. Ah, it's okay. Go ahead and give this a try. He's gonna want one of these villagers any day now. There we go. We'll keep the lecterns out of the offhand until we get these guys going. And last guy. Alright, and while we wait for them to cure, let them do their thing. We should go check on the others. And we should actually do a little bit of cleaning here too. There we go. Got some leather from like a cow or something. I don't know, it's a little weird. Alright, oh, let's get all these burnt out. And we'll put that in there. There we go. Alright, now that that's all clean, we can go ahead and turn the rest of this into iron blocks and then take this back with us. Like so. And we'll do the same thing over here. Here we go. Alright, so we got an extra choker's worth of iron, so that's good. This should definitely help with keeping up. Just regular rain. There we go. Minor bit of lightning. Hopefully my power doesn't go out or something. I had that happen a couple of days ago. It was not very cool. It was just a minor surge, so it was kind of whatever. But you know, given the fact that I'm streaming right now, it would be less ideal. All right. Well, with something like this too, this is gonna be interesting for these big heads because they're gonna take a while. Not that they're gonna take a while, but I can only do these guys one at a time. So we're gonna go ahead and actually go back to the old trading hall because I should have a surplus of books. Or bookshelves at least. That's good. And paper. And it looks like I've got a little bit of paper left over. We'll need to head home and go get a bunch of sugar cane and paper. Because we're going to need that for making trading a little bit easier. Alrighty. This is my fortune eggs. Okay. We want only max level. So when I see Frostwalker 2, it counts. I don't like it, but it does count. And you can also see why paper is going to be really important to get a bunch of too. Alright, well, you can't move on until everything's master level, so just how it is. Sweeping Edge 3, hey, now that's a good one. Of course, the rest of these suck, but hey, you know. Candles. Alright, I forgot they changed it so they don't sell name tags anymore, then we do candles now. It's very interesting. So that knocks 2 of them off the list. Let's go make a couple of signs before we forget to do so. Alright, let's see. Yeah, that'll do for now. Oops. There's a birch. We may need to head back to base and go get some more stuff. Alright, let's see here. Frostwalker 2, Sweeping Edge 3. There we go. Good stuff. Alright, let's go back home real quick and go get some stuff. I can't fly through the tunnel yet because it's not fully done. Saying that more as a reminder for myself that I was thinking about doing it, but that'd be a good idea. Okay. So what we need to do is pop into our storage area and go just dump a shit ton of shulker boxes into the inner chest system. Alright, let's see here. Alright, well we can leave one of these at home, I guess, but the rest do kind of need to stay here. Okay, this combo deep slate goes to the armory, by the way, which is why I'm holding on to this. Goes right there. Nice and simple. Alright, and then we go up, we go check on all this stuff, because we haven't checked in eons. Looking good. I wonder if these have been harvested in a long time, too. Not really too sure, honestly. I know for sure we just want like a full shulker box here. And it really just needs to be like paper, so it doesn't need to stay a sugar cane or nothing. Alright, well there's our full shulker box. And while we're here, let's go see how we're doing on ground mushrooms. Because we need them for fermented spider eyes. So obviously we got the sugar for it. What about the mushrooms? Nope, not good. Okay. If we really need more, we can go fly around and like go get some large like mushrooms broken out, but I would like to grow them here at some point. So, you know, I have to work on that one of these days. Either way, we've got enough for right now that I'm not particularly worried. Just kind of let it do its thing. It's also 9:30 in the morning, which is always cool. I think our local difficulty is maxed out too, or it feels like it's about maxed out. 638. See the ice boat tunnel there. And there. So it's pretty well hidden underground until you get to about here, in which case it isn't. And it only cuts one part of the river here, which isn't too big of a deal, I think, so that should be fine. Alright, well anyways, we got all of our paper that we want. That's gonna be good for trading. Now we do it all again here with this guy. Silk touch, yep, that counts. That is in fact something we would want. Projectile protection 1 is trash and can be ignored. We need to build another thing of chests here as well. Last, now that's what we actually care about. And impaling 2, don't care about that. Okay. So he's basically done. Once they get to like master, whatever like the 4th like level is, we don't have to worry too much about it. But you know. Right, let's grab another stack of planks, or logs to turn into planks. There we go. Alright, this should give us a little bit more space here. Hey, we don't need to make compasses anymore, so that's cool. Do that, let's do that, let's do that, let's do that. Okay, that'll be good for now. We can use this opportunity to stockpile on glass best we can. Alright, and all you've got is silk touch. Can't spell. Let me see something here real quick. I should still have a note on my phone from the last time I did this, however much time ago. I'm not sure if I do. Hmm. I probably got rid of it because I hadn't used it in so long and I was like, oh, I'll never need to do this again. And then, yep, that sounds about right. Okay, well, that stinks. Um, all right. Maybe there's a checklist somewhere. Somebody's probably already made an enchanted enchantment checklist. Okay, well, there is in fact a list. I wonder if I could get this into Excel real quick. Give me 1 second. Well, it's in Excel. Let's see here. Unless I could do something. I have a too old of a copy of Excel, so it was before TechSplit became a thing, which is really annoying. Yeah, I could do Google Sheets real quick. Let me do something. They don't even have it either, really. I think LibreOffice had it as well. If you don't need to connect to my printer, because I don't own one anymore. I haven't owned one for a very long time. Okay. And then we do text before. There we go. And then our book. There we go. Don't save. Rid of that. Alright, should still be streaming good. Alright. Alright, let's see here. So right now we've got let me center that. Okay, so we've got Frostwalker 2. We've got Silk Touch. And we've got Sweeping Edge. That was the other one. Let's also go ahead and put total row here. Let's do count. So there's 39 of them that you can get. Okay, there's 39 enchantments that you can get from villagers. 2 of which are curses that we don't care about, but the other ones we do need to get. We're going for max on them, so if we see something that's maxed, we are going for it. Okay. Um, let's just call it enchantments. The XLSX. There we go. Alrighty, cool. So now we have a tracking tool that will help us out as we continue to do all this stuff. Quick charge 1, don't care. And again, we are uncompromising in every sense of the word. If we do not get it as a max level enchantment, we did not get it at all. I mention this because like projectile protection 3, like Riptide 3 for example, that's a max, so we can buy that. But like that. We got that, but we're doing it all as max level. I'm not worrying so much about the cost. And we also just got Curse of Vanishing. So that's cool, I guess. Curse of Vanishing obviously doesn't really do anything for us here, but we want it all as max level to make life a little bit easier. And channeling. This guy was kind of stacked. Alright, well, anyways. Protection 3, see, it's 3, so I don't care. Still is cool, but don't get me wrong, but it's not 4. If it was 4, that would have been like a god tier villager there. Alright, so we just got Riptide 3, Curse of Vanishing, and Channeling. It is 1L. Okay, good. Take our master now. We need more paper just in case. And we need more emeralds too, just in case. And not everything is 1 emerald either. I don't think I'm that crazy where I'm gonna go for that. But you know, we especially now that we have so many emeralds, I think the big priority is just getting everything up as high as possible, you know. Alright, so like multi-shot, yeah, okay. That counts. Got that. We're at 7 out of 39 already. Impaling 5? Damn, we got lucky with that one too. Very cool. And then we didn't get lucky after that. But hey, impaling 5, dude, I mean, you can't complain about that. That's fucking sick. So what did we get? Multi-shot, impaling 5. I spelled that wrong. Yep. Put an extra I in there like some kind of smart guy. Alright, let's do that. There we go. Silk touch again. Don't need that. Okay. Knockback 2. It still counts. Tragically, it still counts. Well, we're at 9 out of 39, so we're already a quarter of the way there. It's usually easier. It's easier this early. It does get harder. Oh, that's weird. Huh. Crosswalker 2 again. Cool, whatever. Respiration 2, don't care about that. Nice. And a compass and a clock. Okay. So we have now traded out. I'm switching these around. Or more specifically, that's going there. And then that's going there. And then that's going there. And then this is coming out. That's going there. And these are going there. Okay. So we got knockback 2. There we go. Alright, and now we need to go get more villagers. And we're all set up there, and we go. How many we got? A large amount. Let's do all 7 of them. Alright, and I guess a wandering trader is now here. He's directly in the path of all my shit here, so he has to die. No. Hold on. Fuck off. Back in there. Okay, we're missing a couple of things. Hang on. We got 4 mine carts. I think that's the amount we're supposed to have. Probably is. Who knows? Alright, there we go. Alright, and then last one temporarily. Alright, so that makes 7. Alright, and now we're gonna go ahead and fly back. And we're just gonna do another... We're not gonna do any more for right this second. We're gonna let them continue to grow up into adults. There we go. Okay. So now after this, we can go ahead and do... Let's do that. Yeah, let's break line of sight. And we're just gonna let them do their thing. And one more. Alright, there we go. And we'll let them do their thing. Just get down to very low prices, other than like that curse, but they're not quite 1. And the most expensive we have is like Sweeping Edge 3 at 5 emeralds, but that's really not too bad. Otherwise, we can just kind of sit here and wait. And even if we get, okay, like let's say we do get all of the different enchantments before we fill up all 32, we're still going to fill up all 32. We're just going to go for like books that are more than 1 emerald, and we'll try and get them down to 1 emerald on like somebody else to make life a little bit easier. But it's not like a crazy high priority or anything. It's just kind of what it is, you know. And actually, while we're waiting, we can take some time to do some iron trading. And get a little bit more iron. Rather to get more emeralds, sorry. It does take a while to go down the list, though, I will say. But we're almost at the end. Both still doing alright. Alright, and we'll go back down the list. And again, we can get 12 stacks of emeralds doing this per day. Because it's 24 emeralds per villager because it's 2 sets of 12. And then across 32 villagers, think about it like 24 half stacks, it's, you know, 12 full stacks. Instead of trying to multiply the numbers by hand. Should be almost at the end again. Yep. So case in point, we got 6 stacks of emeralds from 6 stacks of iron. And that put us at our 12 stacks per day that we currently can do. It's kind of difficult to spend 12 stacks a day once you, like, get past the initial threshold. You know, while we're working to get to that threshold, it's not impossible at all. It just, you know, it's a little bit harder. Alright, well, back to it. I keep doing that just out of habit, man. Alright. Hey, Fortune 3, there we go. That's one I know we don't have. Let's go ahead and open up Excel. Fortune 3, we got that one. That puts us at 10 out of 39. There we go. Damn! Bane of Arthropods 5. That's kind of nuts. We got a level 5 enchant like that out there, too. That is some seriously good luck there. Ooh. Breach 2. It goes up to Breach 4, apparently. If we get like Sweeping Edge 3 for an emerald, I don't really care because we get it for 5 emeralds, so it's negligible savings. So we're not gonna worry about that. Mend no, because I want mending. I know I can get mending for cheaper. I'm very positive for that. Because my actual main guys that already exist. Piercing 4. That is the highest. Okay, I wasn't sure for a second there. Need more paper. That is the highest. Loyalty 3. Hey, we got another good one too. There we go. And your master otherwise. Good. Multi-shot, we already got. Knockback 2, we already got. Alright. Let's do everything that we haven't gotten yet. So there's 27 that we haven't obtained yet. That's 2, but not 3, so it didn't count. Now, again, we're going to start seeing our progress slow down as time goes on. I could get that down to 1, so not doing it, sorry. Thank you for the offer, though. Loyalty, no. But yeah, as we kind of do more and more here, it's gonna become harder and harder to actually get new unique ones that we haven't seen before. Especially if they have to be max level, which they do. I can't stress that enough. They have to be max level. They fucking better be, because it was my only regret with the existing one is that they aren't all max level. That I didn't want to sit there and grind for because it was still early game. But now that we have all this stuff, you know, you may as well try and complete the full collection here and have everything be max level. It also makes enchanting new stuff easier since you don't have to worry about anvil cost or anything like that. So we don't have to worry about it as much because combining books caused issues when we were doing some of the other stuff. Anyways, flame, we got that one now. So we got 26 to go. Power 4, but not 5, and even then it's still super expensive, so it's not good. Lunge 3. Oh, this is before lunge existed, is what this list is. I think it only goes up to 3, I'm pretty sure. Maximum level 3, yeah, okay. Okay, well either way we got it now, so that's good. Looting 3 we already had. No, we don't. Okay, now see, this is where we make a hard call, because do we really accept looting 3 for 13 emeralds? No, I don't think we do. We can definitely get that out to be lower. Frostwalker 2, trash. Get that out of here, because we already got it for a better price. Punch 1, if it was punch 2, would have done it, but you know, it's not. Bucket the C2, not 3. Already got multi-shot. Wait, didn't we already get piercing for? Oh, we did. Whoops. Oh, these looks like things I've already got, so... So we're about halfway there. We need 25 more enchantments. Loyalty we already got. Quick charge goes up to 3, so had that been 3, that would have been good. Lure 3, we don't... Fuck it, we don't care about fishing rod enchantments. I'm gonna be so for real, man. Who gives a shit, right? Ooh, this is an annoying one. Dang. What was that, Lure 3? Alright, we got that. We still gotta collect it for the sake of collecting everything, but it's not very important. Fortune 2, no, it's not good. We've already got Fortune anyways, yeah, we've already got Fortune 2. There we go. Alright, 3 more villagers left until we have to import new ones. Piercing 3, we already have 4, so that doesn't matter. Trinity, now that's a new one. Hey, and quick charge 3. It's very expensive, but it still counts. Hmm. Um. No, we can do way better. Apparently the lowest it's been recorded going is 19 emeralds for Smite 5 before curing, so we should be able to get it for way cheaper. Same deal for Power 5, man. That's rough because that's a good one, but it's just too expensive. Smite 4, I'm not going to compromise. I made that very clear. I will not compromise on any of that stuff at all. In any way, shape, or form. Fire Protection 3, nope. Got it before. We're at 18 out of 40, or 39. Fire Protection 4. I could get it for cheaper. I'm okay with rolling again. I'm gonna regret doing that more likely than that, if I can be real, but you know, I really do think we can get it cheaper. He just offered me a string of fire protection now as a result of my hubris. It's already 10 in the morning. 3, not 4. Tough. Respiration 3. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't use it too often on a lot of things, so I can accept that. It doesn't come up too much, you know. Respiration 3. Look at the C1, don't care about that. And you're gonna have to wait until it's daytime to refresh your trades, because I don't have anything else to sell you or buy from you. Alright, well, while we're waiting on some refresh, we can go ahead and get a new batch of guys in. Let's go do that. We're gonna do 6. Oh, we forgot to get rails again. Shoot. Let's see here. Nice guy here. Go. let's go drop all of these off real quick again. Alright, so you're already cured. I'm gonna use iron blocks for this because I want to make sure I have something that's visually distinct here before I fuck anything up. Well, it seems now that some of these are physically down, this is causing issues, so yeah, we're gonna have to wait for the zombie to zombify a couple of them first. So let's just hang out and catch our breath for a little bit. It's been a second. We got 21 more enchantments to go. We've got a good chunk of slots left, so we should be okay. It should be all but guaranteed. Did we get looting by any chance? I don't think we did. No. It didn't look like it. Alright, last guy, come on now. There we go. Perfect. Alright, we'll let them do their thing, and in the meantime, we will work on this guy here. We didn't get looting at all, did we? I really feel like we did, but I don't know why. No, we definitely did not. Knockback 2, we already got. Trinity, we already got. How long has it been? An hour and a half. Oh man, projectile protection 4. We're not. We've already got the armor in reserves, and frankly, we don't need it for anything else, so fine. I'm okay with that. I guess. I must. Hmm. Oh, Lure 3. Well, shame we've already got Lure. Yep, all you had was layer 3. The other guys got it for cheaper. Well, actually, no, he doesn't, does he? He does, by 1 emerald, so... Not particularly useful knowledge, but knowledge nonetheless, right? Cool. Well, in the meantime, we'll go break apart a couple of bookshelves. Bookshelves be rotated. I always forget. Oh, compasses, right? Here we go. Day 960 as well. Nope, we got our bed ready, so, because we're going to be sleeping here in a little bit. Okay, and we still have to do all of the stonemasons. They're going to be fun. They'll be easy, though, compared to these guys. These guys just take a long time. And with that enchantment, though, we are officially at the halfway mark. That was Unbreaking 3, that would have been really good. Ow. Fortune, we already have. It was looting that we needed. Oh, Aqua Affinity. Perfect. That one we don't have yet. Now we do. This officially puts us past the halfway mark. Let's go run the rest of this away. Okay, Aqua Affinity and nothing else, so. Cool. Curse of Vanishing again. Oh, punch 2. Yeah, that's a trade we want. I used to not like having punch on bows, but it's kind of just grown on me over time. It's like, knockback on swords still sucks ass, but punch on a bow means you're shooting it to get it away from you. You're shooting something for a reason, so it makes more sense to me on that front. Our aspect 1. It's not 2, so it still doesn't count, but hey, I mean, for what it's worth, it's not too much of a difference between them, and it's only 1 level difference, but still, promise is a promise here with this kind of stuff. So punch 2 is what we got here. Punch 3, no. So we get more paper again. Breach 2 needs to be breach 4. Aqua Affinity twice, sure. Luck of the Sea 2. That was 3, I would have taken it. Yeah, I can still do better at mending. I know it gets down to 1 emerald, because I've seen it with my own eyes before. I know it does. Back, back 2 we already have. Okay. I wasn't sure myself for a second there. Alright. Oh, curse of binding. Yeah, legally that is something. Lure 3 we already have. Again, it's the 3rd time we've gotten Lure 3. Density 4. That actually caps out at 5, so that's not worth anything. You won't sell me anything either for a little while. Oh shit. We'll move on, because the odds of us getting something duplicative right now is slim to none, so... Okay. Okay, Beaky didn't want to be a bee for a second there. I don't have any ink sac, so... Let's, you know what? Minor break. Let's go kill some squids for some ink sacs. River nearby, that should help us out. Dude, what is up with my bee key? Hitbox is shown. Where the fuck are they? That was weird. What the fuck? Is that a sheep? That is a sheep. Okay, I didn't know what that was. It looked really odd for some reason to me. Weird. Alright, well anyways, curse of binding. Do that. I mean, hey, still didn't get anything useful out of it, but gotta be consistent with our practices here, you know? You're already mastering and shit. Okay, well, curse of binding again immediately after. Why not? Fuck you! Quit giving me curse of binding. I don't want it. It's trash. You're not Infinity. Trash too. 17. 17 enchantments left. Most of them are the good ones as well. So we have work cut out for us here, fortunately. Except for flame, that one. We didn't get flame already, did we? Oh, we did. Okay. Sure. I was like, I don't see it on my list, but I don't remember getting it, but apparently we did, so. Loyalty, we already got. Fire aspect 2, that one we do not have. Perfect. Got that now. Hey, I'm breaking 3 now. That's a good one right there. And for 1 emerald, 2 to boot. And your master again. 15 enchantments remain. And I'm pretty sure we have more than 15 spots left, especially given the number of lecterns in my hand. So, we should, as long as we persevere harder and harder, we will guaranteed get everything. Riptide, I feel like I did get Riptide. looking at my list, I definitely got Riptide yet. I just wanted to make sure, you never know. Quick charge 2, nope, don't care. Depth Strider 2, nope. Needs to be 3, sorry bud. Them's the rules. Okay, buddy. I don't know in what world, but ain't this one. Punch 2, already got. Already got Curse of Binding, you just saw me get it. Been an hour and 40 minutes, so quite a while. Reach 3, but not 4. So close. So very, very close. And Fire Protection 3, but not 4. Ooh, Smite 5. Now that's a good one. And one that we still need. And for an Emerald too to boot. People rag on Smite, but it is actually like much more solid compared to the other ones. It's only second to Sharpness, because I mean obviously Sharpness is going to be better, but like, you know, it's quite good. Grab a couple more emeralds, put that away. See if I remember my own organizational structure. Smite 5. $14 remain. And we have 15 lecterns to work with, so yeah, we are definitely in the clear here. Don't have a whole lot of 5s left. We've only got 4 level 5 books that need to be got. Look at the C3. Hey, that's one that we gotta get. Nice. Healing 4. Doesn't matter, not what I want anyways. Mark of the C3. Again, we got 13 remain. Go get one more iron block. Alright, well, we're doing a thing again. We need to go get another 7 of these guys. Yep. 13 remain. We have 14 lecterns, so we definitely have enough. So we'll bring in another batch of 7. Let's do a quick check. Yep, good amount of villagers. We have 8 there, so 7 will be fine. Alright, 7 there. I flipped that one. That was weird. That's annoying. Alright, number 5. There we go. There's number 6. And our last one for right this second, number 7. Well, those will wait there for right now because I don't want to despawn. Alright, zombie should be close by. There he is. Alright, let's back up and wait for him to zombify the rest of them. There we go. Alrighty, 2 more. And that's all of them. Good. Alrighty. We'll continue to let them do their thing. And then I'm gonna go do my thing. And go drop these off and go get the signs prepared for the next batch. How we doing? We're doing well. We got 4 in there, but we'll be getting more soon enough. Alright, let's see here. We need more paper again. Got that going. There we go. Alrighty. What else? Oh, signs, right. Yes, that's what I wanted. So next batch of signs. There we go. And now we wait. Alrighty. It's been nearly 2 hours. And honestly, for 2 hours worth of work, we've almost got every enchantment in the game. That's pretty good, because normally this takes a lot longer, if I can be real here. In fact, we should actually have enough time to do the stonemasons today as well. Well, we'll try to do the stonemasons today. It's really going to depend because we still need an additional 32 villagers to do all the stonemasons, and that just takes time. No, there's no way around that. That's just how it is. Alright, we'll see. Isn't that right, Toji? Oh, yes. Hey, buddy. Let's go lay down, buddy. Yes, so let's go lay down. 'Hurt. Not cool. Okay, you can get down now. Clawed me by accident. That was not very nice. Lay down. Alright, back to it. Need to pull up the list. "13 more enchantments. We'll get 7 of them in this batch. And then that was so close to actually being 4. That would have been great. Get 7 of them in this batch, and then the last 6 in the other. If we're super unlucky. You stole my lectern, you bastard. He'll drop it when he converts back. It'll be okay. Sharpness 5. Hey, and for a great price. The lowest recorded sharpness 5 price is 24 emeralds, and we got it for 25, which dropped it down to 1. So, super good. Super duper happy about that one. That's a great one to get. 12 remaining. Alright. Books. Yes, we need books for trading here. Punch, don't care about. It's too late for me to kill squids, I think, as well. That's a shame. But now that we sleep this off, maybe it won't be. These are just salmon. Those are squids. We'll kill this whole little herd of them. Luckily, we don't need them for black dye because we already have a wither rose farm for that. But we do need them to make sure that we get everything up to speed here, so it is worth just getting a couple more. Like so. Alright, well There we go. Anyways, where were we? Fire protection 3, damn. That would have been a good one. Had it been 4. But it wasn't. What a shame. All this guy had was sharpness 5. And cursive binding, but who gives a shit? We basically need all types of protection here, so we need most of the armor enchantments, including thorns. So, quite a lot. And depth strider and feather falling. And I guess power 2. Well, power 5, you know what I mean. Power also. Push. Alright. Feather Falling 4's cheapest price is 28 emeralds, so you will never get it for just 1 cure for an emerald. It'll be like 3 emeralds at the absolute cheapest after a cure, because it only reduces like a flat 25 off of it. Look at how much of a scam that is. That's crazy. You think you're him, buddy. You ain't. I can assure you, you ain't him. Forget about that every time. Also, ear-shatteringly loud when that happens. In fact, would it be players? That's a little better. It's almost been 2 hours. Also keep doing that to myself. We haven't seen looting once yet, I think. Or maybe we did and it was an expensive one. It's kind of hard to remember. Alright. We're getting there. And quit trying to scam me. We still haven't gotten an adequately priced mending guy yet, which is kind of a shame. Fortunately again, tough. Stupid ass Unbreaking 3. That one was expensive. That's expensive for lure. Lure's pretty shit, so Thorns 2, but not 3. That was 3, that would have been good. It's also good to do stuff like this as well, even though we already have most of the enchantments with our other haul, because when the villager rebalance inevitably happens, if it fucks things up, these guys will be irreplaceable. So it will be very good to have the ability to buy a max level enchant for any of these guys before the rebalance kicks in. There's no talks about it yet officially since the last time, like a couple years ago when they actually had it in the experimental cycle. But like, it's clearly on their mind to some extent because that experimental one came out. So we do want to make sure that we've got something for it. And the idea of like locking certain books to certain biomes isn't necessarily a bad idea. It's just the way they went about it. Not even that the way they went about it is bad, but the fact that you can't just get max level from doing that anymore is what's so disappointing. You know, like if I'm gonna do all that, I might as well not, go that route. Like I'm trading because I want max level books. I don't want second best. I want the best because it takes time and effort to get to these guys. And the main thing that they're trying to solve with that is like stopping, not stopping, but reducing re-rolling just by virtue of like giving you what you want, a more predictable mana instead of it being like a complete fucking coin flip of what you get. So Windburst was the other enchantment I was thinking of with the mace, but that's not even with the spear. Why do I keep thinking there's another spear enchantment besides lunge? There isn't. It's Thorns 3. We need that one, don't we? Yes, we do. Okay. I don't plan on buying Thorns a bunch, so I'm willing to do that just to say I got it. I don't particularly care for Thorns, like at all. Like none of my armor has ever had Thorns, and however long it's been, just because it's, I don't know. It's between the extra durability cost, which granted isn't that bad, honestly, but usually when I'm doing stuff, I don't want to try to hurt the things I'm working with because, or if I do, I need like a separate set of Thorns armor with like all the other enchants. That's for actual combat, and then my current set would be non-combat. That would have to be how it goes because you don't want to have thorns when you're transporting things and then something gets destroyed and you get really mad because you just spent 3 hours moving something and now it's wiped off the face of the earth by your own fucking enchantments. That would be very frustrating. But you never know. Anyways, we are down to 11. 11 more books, and you can see that the rate of which we get new ones has slowed pretty dramatically here. Most of these are 5s and 4s, but we still need Depth Strider 3 and Looting 3. And we're still on the lookout for mending here for 1 emerald. 1 emerald mending does exist. I know it does. I've seen it to be so. Another villager I already have has that book for that price. I want it here and I don't want to move those guys because I want to leave them alone. Quick Charge 3 we already had. Sharpness 4. You think you're him again. You keep thinking that you're going to do this to me, but you've already got the other guy that sells it for 1 emerald. And it's Sharpness 5 to boot. That Sharded 3 there would have been perfect. But it was only 2, so it didn't count. Well, we are officially past the 2-hour mark, so hopefully we'll get this wrapped up in another hour. I don't think that's impossible to do, it is just kind of boring and tedious. Because now we've reached so far deep, we're kind of running out of stuff to grab. Because it's easy in the start when every big enchantment is something you can get, but once you start getting repeats, it gets harder. And actually, as I was saying that, we just got mending for 1 emerald, which is great. And that means I can mark that one done. And that can go down to 10 books remaining. And Respiration 3, which we've already got somewhere else, but it may be for multiple emeralds. So let's see if we can find it out of all of these. My eyes seem to be quite bad here. Yes. Okay, well then this guy is obsolete then. We're calling him trash. This is our Respiration 3 guy now. because he actually sells it for a good price. I'm never opposed to getting a better version of an existing trade, as long as it's not the main goal of said trade at the moment. Let's grab our ink sacks here. On the bright side, we can use a lot of red and yellow candles. We need to. Can you re-dye candles? Wait a minute. Can you? Because if you can, this actually is useful, because then we don't have to craft candles. No, you can't. Damn. Yeah, once dyed cannot be changed into a different color. Aw, man. Well, that's a shame. Hmm. If only you could scrub the dye off of them, because if you could, then that actually would be quite a solid trade. It's not a bad trade as is, but it's only good if you're gonna use those kinds of, those colored candles. We also need to keep an eye out for phantoms. I feel like we haven't seen them in long enough that I should be a little worried. But I'm sure it'll be fine. We got 3 more villagers after this guy that we can use, so, and 10 more enchantments to do. So if we get really, really lucky, we can do it in these 4, but it's very unlikely that'll happen. Well, okay, that does count, so I'm not gonna buy blast protection all too often. Buy protection as well? Oh my god, dude, what? That's nuts. Just short. That's a crazy, crazy single villager to have that. So we've got all the different types of protection except for base protection. Alright, let's go get these guys again. There we go. That is insane to get on one villager. It would be one thing if one of them was like a 3 or something, but the fact that both of them are 4 is pretty remarkable. Even if they are for like a bigger price than I would have liked. I don't buy them often enough, and you only need to buy like 4 at a time for it to really matter, so it's really not too big of a deal that they're like that. Still would have been cool though. But hey, I'll take it. That gets us down to 8 remaining. So we are getting there. And these are going to be some of our toughest yet, because they're some of our most expensive that we have yet to get. Yep, 8 more enchantments. I'd be surprised we have just not seen looting at all yet. I know it exists in these, but we just have not rolled it. Bana Arthropods 2 has barely shown up except for that time in the 5 that we already got. Yeah, I know. Ah, if that was 5, that would have been crazy. That would have been perfect. But no. And if that would have been 4, that would have been perfect. Damn, just off by a 1 twice in a row. What a shame. You're not good. What a shame indeed. Oh, Depth Strider 3. There we go. About time. It's good we got that finally. This guy just not gonna give me any more books. Okay, well, the monkey spa has curled. He did in fact give me another book, but it was a multi-shot book. Again. There we go. 7 left. 7 books left, and we will officially have collected every max level enchant villager to date. Even the curses, which we don't really care about, but we'll still have them. I already got that, and for that price, so not even good. Oh, Breach 4. Hey, there we go. Got that one out too. 6 left. Let's go get some more emeralds real quick. Alright, cool. So we need density 5, efficiency 5, feather falling 4, looting 3, power 5, protection 4. We are almost done. Looting 1. Mending for an outrageous price. Unbreaking 3 for a good price, but we already have Unbreaking 3 for that price, and just in general. Okay, it's too expensive. We did legally get efficiency 5 here, but it's as expensive as it gets, so I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to not do that. Also, who just texted me? Let's find out. Alright, there we go. Anyways, we need to keep going here. There we go. Dude, what is with looting? Looting is just nowhere for some reason. Really weird. 2¼ hours is what it's been. Okay, well that's disappointing that that's so cheap and the other one, oh, well, there's actually the other two. But, again, we don't buy it enough for it to matter. Projectile protection 2, so it's the worst one of the three. That's a heartbreaking blast protection one though, but that's okay. As long as we can still buy it. It's not better. It's better by 3 emeralds. It's not what I'm looking for. I know I can get it down to like, I think 10 emeralds would be my target. Alright, there we go. If that would have been power 5, I would have actually taken that. I wouldn't have minded that. Hey, that's one of them, and it's for a good price. Nice. Good. We're down to 5 now. Just 5 more. See you. Try little ant. Nope. Okay, caps lock by accident. Actually, we already had sharpness on something, so it's fine. Okay, well, we need to get more villagers again. This will be our last batch, and then we will pretty much be good to go here. Alright, so we're just gonna do 5, because it's all the books left that we need. And we'll fill out the rest of them another time when I actually bother to care, but you can see we are really short on weakness potions here, so we'll have to brew up a new batch soon. And we have enough, good. We need to go get our cobblestone and rail, so should be coming around soon. No, 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 no. Back up in there. All right. All right, two more here. And last guy. And before we cure him, we'll go ahead and drop this back off. And we'll drop all this back off too. Alright, and we'll get our 5 signs. Luckily, that's all that's left. Alright, and we sit back and wait. I know you can hit him, because you just hit him 5 times. There we go. Sun's starting to set here. We'll sleep this night away specifically because it's been a little while since we've actually slept, so. Alright, there we go. The guy might go after me at this point, which I'm a little weird about. We'll wait here. I think we're out of his line of sight, but I can see him walking around down there, so maybe we aren't. We'll give him some more time though. We'll just hang out here for a little bit. Watch the sunset. There we go. A little more. Alright, so not only are we curing our last 5 for all of the book trades, we also need to brew another batch of weakness potions. So we're actually going to pick the shulker box up and move it towards us a little bit. And we're also going to pick some of this stuff back up in preparation. We're still doing good on golden apples, so that's not a particularly large concern for us at the moment. But what is a concern are these farming potions. We need to brew a full box again. That won't be hard at least, because we have all the material on hand now, so it'll be okay. Let's actually, let's go get those spider eyes. I feel like I put them, I think up there, I want to say. I did, yep. And we got some ominous bottles that we can go tuck away a little somewhere else. Alright, and we're gonna wait here. It's like a cat died and got turned into string. Poor bastard. Oh, we'll get the rest soon. It's been almost 2.5 hours here. And again, we're getting every single enchanted book here, so hey, 2.5 hours on that kind of time schedule, that's really not too bad, all things considered. And the reason I'm not getting the other two, like, librarians in here yet is because I don't really want to roll for them at the moment. I'd have to roll for ones that, like, are just too expensive that I would actively use, and then I'm like, okay, I can settle on this, but now that we got everything, let's see if we can do better on a different guy kind of deal. Um, Technically, we have a third slot with Mr. Trashman, who I will make sure everybody knows is trash, and he should know it too, you stupid bastard, but yeah, he got outclassed by that Mending Respiration 3 guy, so, you know, can't do nothing about that. Yep, back to it. Alright, we need to pull up our Excel sheet and keep going here. So there are only 5 enchantments that we care about. Just 5. If we don't get any of the 5, we don't care about them. That's how this works, alright? It's very simple. So we need efficiency 5, feather falling 4, looting 3, power 5, protection 4. Okay, well, rude. I want that back. Alright, all of them should have cured by now. really seeing any frame drops, luckily, so it's less laggy than my old trading hall, which is good. My old one, granted, had like a lot of shit in it, but this one, yeah, looting 3. That's one of them. Yep, I can accept that at that price, especially since it's not something we buy too often, and 5 emeralds is still pretty cheap, all things considered. So, we got looting 3. Hooray. Let's go get the, yeah, you know what I'm gonna get. Here we go. Were you looting 3? Yep. Alright, piercing 4 again, that's always cool, I guess. Protection 4 right off rip, and it's cheap! Oh my god. Finally, we got some good freaking luck turning around here, man. That's great. Only 3 to go. That has got to be one of my best Protection 4 guys I think I've ever gotten. Like, ever. That's near perfect. And Frostwalker 2 for an emerald. We don't really care about that, but that's still good to know. Just out of curiosity, what was the original Frostwalker? 1 emerald. Okay. He is the original Frostwalker. Alright, let's see here. Not too much left to get at this point. Not too much at all. That's very, very good. We have also burned through most of our paper reserve here, so we are definitely running out soon. Well, we're running out in terms of what we brought with us, but, you know, we can always go get more. Alright, 3 enchantments. Efficiency 5, Feather Falling 4, Power 5. That's it. That's all that's left. We had multiple Efficiency 5 hoppers. I think a Power 5 was in there at one point. We didn't get anything else. We have not seen Feather Falling 4 yet. I think we got 2 one time, but not 4. So, yeah. Efficiency specifically needs to be at a very good price here. Power 5 and Feather Falling 4 can be at a kind of whatever price, as long as they're not like the absolute max. But like Efficiency 5, we really want to try and aim for like a pretty significantly low amount. If it really comes down to it, one of my last original librarians in the old trading hall had Efficiency 5 for 2 emeralds. I mention that because if I really need to, I can bring him into here and just supplement him in here, and it's not the end of the world. But I would like to roll it in here for the sake of rolling it in here, you know? So, that's weak. That other guy selling Sharpness 5 for 1 emerald, he's just too cool. he just could never be replaced. Well, he could be replaced, but it would take a really, really long time, so I would prefer not to. And he was just cool like that for offering it. But, you know, hopefully these other ones will be just as cool. I also would like to be done by 12, which is half an hour from now, but if we're not, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Just a preference, though. That's a scam. Recommending. Recommending again. Unless we get some godluck like what we just had, we're gonna be here for a while. Because there's only so many books left to do, you know? I mean, it's already a low chance that we even get the type of book we're looking for, and it's an even lower chance that it's the actual level that we're looking for, you know? Like Feather Falling 2, for example, that we just saw there. Wow, it's a good Unfailing 5 book, but we already got Unfailing 5. Okay, what's toxic? Feather Falling 2, we already, you know, it's gotta be 4. If that was 4, that would have been a great deal, but it wasn't. And there's 1. So I think time. Cool. Ow. Hey, Thorns 3, my favorite. It's a cheaper fire protection 4, but that's not the end of the world. And just 3 books. It's kind of insane that we've done this all in one sitting too with librarians, because again, these guys are historically very annoying and awful. And they used to take me multiple streams to get all these in one go. Or rather, they used to take me multiple streams so I couldn't get them all in one go, but this is the only time I think I've ever gotten every single one in one sitting before. Just because we did such a good job with the infrastructure and planning that, like, it's so easy to just get more, you know? And now all we have to do is just cycle over and over until we get the right ones. Which we will inevitably get. It does take time, but we will inevitably get it. There's just 3 more. I think for right now as well, I talked about getting extra ones to replace, but I'm not too big of a fan of that right this second, because in case there's a new enchantment that comes out next update or like in the next year or so, I think having just a free slot or 2 here would be really nice and beneficial. Technically we have 3 because of the trash guy, but you get my point though. So I think for right now we'll just block them off with iron blocks. Oh, well, we kind of can't, but here, we'll do that. So that way that signals to me that, like, that's still good to do stuff with if the correct time ever arises, you know? which it might not for a long time. But in the off chance it does, and they do add another enchantment because some new weapon or tool gets added, and we can just get them and slip them in right there, and it'll be good. Okay, but seriously though, it's not funny anymore. Ow. Only 3 enchantments. I feel like I'm freaking losing it here, man. Efficiency 2. Why couldn't it have been 5? 4 is not good. 5 at that price wouldn't have been great, but it's better than what I've gotten in the past. But still, I would have probably re-rolled it even if it was 5, just to try and get it lower. I think I'm aiming for, at max, like 16 emeralds for efficiency 5. His efficiency is just, it's on too many things for it to be super expensive. Case in point, that was 4, but yeah, 16 emeralds, because then you could do a stack of emeralds, gets you 4 books, and then, you know, that's a pretty good amount, honestly. And then as for power 5, only goes on bows. I only need it when I make a backup bow. Feather falling 4, it's only on boots, and I very rarely make boots nowadays. So, like, if it's a little bit pricier, it's not the end of the world. And we already have a feather falling 4 guy, so it's, you know, whatever, but still. And we've already got a power 5 guy, so technically we do have all of them. I just don't want to transport them from our old trading hall into this one. You know, we'll try and thug it out here and get the rest of them. That's a bad unbreaking 3 trade. Hmm. Unfortunately, it took too long to get in for my master's stuff. So now I have to delay getting into my master's degree by a semester. Which, I'm gonna be honest, it's not the worst thing in the world. I kind of don't think. I'm going on vacation in September, so imagine starting college for that, and then within a month you're gone for like a week and a half. You know, that just seems like that would have been a bad idea. So I guess it's probably a blessing in disguise, but that does mean that I'm gonna have to resubmit an application for spring 2027, and I'll have to make sure to get on that earlier. But at least I have all the backup right away, so like it shouldn't really be an issue to get in for the next semester. But it does delay me by like, you know, a semester from graduating, like with all my degrees. So it's a little annoying, but it's whatever. Gives me more time to focus on real estate and stuff too. So maybe it's for the best right now. And it was going to be statistics and database systems were going to be the 2 classes I was going to take. And I could still learn, well, mainly the database systems I can still learn. Hmm. This is the best deal we've gotten to date. And it's above the threshold that I wanted, but not by much. Hmm. We can do better. We have better. We can do better. It might come back to bite me in the ass, but we can do better. But yeah, like I was saying, database systems I could probably learn on my own time with like other stuff for right now. The statistics courses I could probably, I'll have to read into them a little bit more because those will be trickier. But if I'm really that motivated, I can get something else with them. Um, but it would probably just be better for me to just wait a semester and try and slow down a little bit. Just for a little bit, not forever. So that means I won't be starting college again until 2027 at least. So that gives me time to get my job stuff situated and gives me a little bit more time to breathe. and then that lets me focus more on my real estate stuff. And during that time too, I could probably look for another job. I wouldn't feel too bad about it, but it just kind of depends how I'm feeling with it. Work has just been really bad for the past couple months, and it's really been taking a very big toll on me, unfortunately. So, which is why I've been streaming at really odd times and for super long, because I don't know, it's the only thing I've got that really, like, properly distracts me from work. That was so shitty for you, but I don't know. But it's like, I don't mind, okay, well, not that I don't mind being stressed, but if you're making 50,000 a year versus $100,000 a year, and the $100,000 a year job stresses you out a little more, I'd rather do that instead. Because if I'm going to be stressed regardless, I'd rather be paid better for it. And the benefits that my current job offers are great if you're older and you're, in your 40s or 50s, or you're getting closer and closer to retirement age. But like, I'm 23. Like, the 401k stuff that they offer is good this early, but once it vests into my name, the health insurance stuff is nice to an extent, but it's kind of just whatever. And then that's really it. I mean, the other stuff like full remote, enough other jobs offer that I wouldn't feel too bad about getting. So, I don't know. But yep, we'll see. There's plan for it all. It just takes time. It is lame that I am gonna have to delay my stuff by a semester, but again, it's probably for the best, just so I can enjoy vacation and not have to stress about anything when I'm gone. That'll probably be my goal, is getting my real estate license before I go for that. So I need to have it by September, where I need to pass the course, take the final exam, pass that, and then send my fingerprints out to the state, and then I can actually go take the state license and pass that, and then get that full license. I think that'll be my big goal for the year. That and or finding another job once my retirement benefits vest in my name. But who knows? Oh, that's a crazy sharpness 5 trade. Whoa, dude. I'm not taking that because this guy already has it. But technically, that's even better. I mean, it still whittles down to an emerald, but the base price being that low is really good. But they're falling too again, you dickhead. Come on. Why can't it be 4, huh? Why can you not do this one nice thing for me? That was a good projectile protection forward book a couple trades back, but again, not what we're here for. There's only 3 that we need, and I just gotta see any of them. 3 trades that I can pull from here. I don't think we're finishing by 12 at this rate, if I can be for real. Damn, I've chipped off a decent chunk of durability on an Unbreaking 3 Netherite Axe just from breaking lecterns. Wow. And another really good projectile protection book. Just 3 books. I don't think I've ever seen a pillager patrol here yet. Hopefully it stays that way. Wow, looting 3 for 1 emerald. How nice. Already had it here though. Come on. Come on, you sick bastard. Hour 5. Hey, that's one of them, and it's at a good price. Unbelievable. And Feather Falling 2, just to taunt me. Get ever closer. Scuba. Hello, Scuba. It has been 3 hours of me doing villager stuff. I'm almost done, but I need efficiency 5 and feather falling 4 at a good price from the last two. And it took me like over 10 minutes to get power 5 right there, so it's been very fun. Yep, I'm in the villager hole. This is where all the new villagers go, because they're villager shaped. And they deserve to stay in jail for all time. Or something along those lines. I'm probably gonna hop in BC after this, but I don't know when that'll be at this rate. I'm hoping by 12, but I really doubt it. Efficiency and feather falling. That's all we need. At least the stonemasons will be way easier next stream because we just need to get like a crap ton of them in one spot and then just trade. There's no thought process involved with that or having to check for anything or cycling. You just get them. So this is as hard as it gets. You know, I know this is really tedious and boring to watch, but once it's done, we won't ever have to do this again. Because this is the best trading hall we will ever have, ever, in any world. Unless I die and I have to do a new world, and then I make this same fucking trading hall again, because this design is really, really good, so it's very stable, and has pretty much no issues. That was only 2, not 4. I would have shit myself if that was Feather Falling 4, and I gave it away. But I did not give it away, so it's okay. Yay! Feather Falling 4! Huzzah! Alright, that is our second to last one. We only need one more, and that is efficiency 5, motherfucker. That's so toxic. Why would you do that in like the same one? We looked at it and said, yes, okay. Let's have Feather Falling 3 and 4 on the same guy, but let's make 3 like comically cheaper than 4 so you feel like a jackass for fucking buying it. Like, come on, man. Alright. There we go. So that guy is all maxed out. Now we are almost free our jail here. We need more emeralds again though, so let's go to what we got. Here we go. Next stream we'll head back, well, we'll head back to our base after we get everything here. And then we'll be in a spot where we can physically go brew up the rest of the weakness potions, and then we'll come back and do the stonemasons. Efficiency 5. We already had like 3 times, but we gave it up each time to do its price. Again, 16 emeralds or lower is our cutoff here. That's what I really want. I think that's doable. It should be in range. It won't be easy, but it will be possible, because 16 plus 25 is 41, rounding that down to 40. So if it has a base price of 40 for efficiency 5, that'll guarantee that it's within our price range that we're looking for. Again, that's not impossible. We almost had it before. It was at like 48 or something. Or like 49. It was almost there, but it was just a little too over. We need it to be a base price of 40 or lower, so it'll take 25 off the cost. See what I mean? Like 57 down to 33, so it only took 24 off, but that's just, it's too high again, so you gotta keep going. Thanks for the feather falling 4 so soon after I got it from this guy already. That's really awesome and cool of you. You sick son of a bitch. You sick son of a bitch. It took 20 minutes for that, and now I get it twice in a row after I already got it, you fucking jackass. That's so uncool of you, rat bastard. Oh, 9 more minutes until noon. Hopefully we will have it by then. Power 5 for a better price than we had before. Actually, no, worse price. That's good, at least. If that would have been efficiency 5 for 16, that would have been perfect. We could have cashed out. We could have been on our way, but no. Wrong book. Right level, right price, wrong book. Unfortunately. And if we get super lucky, efficiency 5 can be as low as 1 emerald, hypothetically, because the minimum cost is 23, and then minus your discount should drop you down to 1. But the odds of that happening are slim to none, so it's not something I expect to have happen. But if it does, that would be very, very cool. Oh no, it was so close. Ah, oh, dude, that's unlucky. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I made a promise. I'm not gonna break it at the very last one to be like, oh yeah, you know what? It's for what emerald and it's efficiency 4, so it's easy to combine now. I'm seeing this thing out to the end, man. You only need to get lucky once. You can lose 1,000 times, but if you just win a single time, that's all you need. Just one more book. been 3 hours now. Okay, well, technically it hasn't been 3 hours. It's been 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 30 seconds. But it's basically been 3 hours now. So that's cool. And then combined with what I did on Friday and Saturday, we probably streamed this funny little game for like 12 hours, 15 hours in the past few days. So, played a lot and gotten a lot done. Please, just get me efficiency 5. I know you can do it. I know it is within your capabilities to give me efficiency 5. Because one of you have already done it before, multiple times, and the other guy at my other trading hall has given it to me for 2 emeralds. I just don't want to move him over here. I really don't know why, to be honest, as I'm saying it out loud, but we're standing on business here, okay? That's just what it is. Tired of everything being so hyper efficient where that's all you get to focus on in anything anymore in life between just certain games and just in general doing other things. It's just efficiency. Like if you're not doing everything the most efficiently, you're not doing it right and you shouldn't be doing it at all. And I'm sick of it. It's generally just frustrating and it sucks a lot of the joy out of life to try and be hyper efficient on everything. Now, there should be a balance where you should be trying to be efficient in what you do, but there's diminishing returns on it. You know, there is enjoyment to be made and to be had in making something more efficient and optimal up to a point, but when you're trying to really eke out the very last bits, then you lose the plot, you know, because by then you just focus so hard on being as efficient as possible that you just sit there and you struggle and you can't do anything out of it. And it's very annoying, you know. There needs to be some room for people to be people and not do everything as optimally as possible. Whereas if you want to run like a really, really big business or whatever, then like, you know, if it's profits above all else, then yeah, you don't care about that. But again, there's a limit there before you aren't really a person anymore and it's just not cool. So, I don't know. Can't deal with this stuff where again, just I don't want to try and get the minimum cost on everything. I just want a reasonable price for my efficiency 5 book that I would be like, okay, I'm happy with paying for that. And then I would lock him in, and then we would be done. Because to sit here and grind out for 1 emerald for efficiency 5 would truly be bad. It would just not be good. Nobody would enjoy anything. And it would stink. It's plain and simple. But who knows? Just one more, man. You gotta give me just one more book at my good price. That would have been huge, but it was mending. And it was mending again. Also would have been huge. Well, 2 minutes until noon. It's not looking like it'll happen by the time I want. That's a bit of a shame. Maybe 12:30 at this rate. So another 30 minutes of doing this. That one that was 23 emeralds was 20, or like 21 or lower, I would have probably done it. Because at least then I could have bought 3 books with a stack of emeralds. So not 4, but I want to be able to buy them in like a simpler stack, you know? And ideally, we just get efficiency 5 for really cheap, and then we don't have to think about that, but that ain't gonna happen. Truly optimal price would be like 5 emeralds or lower. Because if you hit that, then you could have a stack of emeralds and all your books, and then you could cap out at 12 purchases, and then the villager would lock up. So that's what you really gotta aim for. Not that I'm gonna aim for that, because 16 is honestly fine, because I don't put efficiency 5 on a lot of things. It's very rare that I make new tools nowadays, so I don't need to make like that many all at once. So, but again, we gotta try and keep our costs down somewhere. So there's 5. And one day, ow, power 5 for 3 emeralds. Oh, that's a shame. Already had power 5. That's only 2. That's toxic. Efficiency 5 for a cheap, reasonable price can be obtained. I know it can. I've seen it before. I know it's out there. Seriously, dude, it is brutal. It is so rough. disappointing too that we didn't get it on like another villager at a good price. Because had we done that, this wouldn't have been an issue. But these things happen. I suppose they happen for a reason. It is hard to see what that reason can be, but it does allegedly exist. So close. So close. And for what? To mock me? To make fun of me? It would have been truly perfect if it was just one level stronger. But it was not. So it was trash. It's the very last one that we need. It makes sense that it would be the longest one. But it still doesn't make it any less annoying or frustrating, you know? Oh man. Just chipped a pretty large bit of durability off of my axe here. It's an unbreaking 3 netherite axe that's taken nearly all of the durability off. Just for this guy, which is insane. Sharpness 5, why couldn't it have been efficiency 5? That's 3. That would have been a good price for 5. Come on. You sick son of a bitch. Is this funny? Even that would have been fine. That was 18. That was over my budget. I literally will not go higher than 21. I refuse. 16 and below would be ideal, but if it truly happens to be 18 or 19, I can accept it. But nothing above 21. do. We might have to give ourselves a hard time cut off at 12:30, just because for this one single guy, it'll have been like over 45 minutes at that point, which is absurd, frankly. And I don't want to do that. But I also don't want to do this for another 2 hours to get one book. So, whichever one comes first is what it's gonna be. Am I gonna get efficiency 5 first at a reasonable price? Or is it gonna be 12:30? At this rate, it's probably gonna be 12:30. Which will be very disappointing and uncool. Efficiency 1. Nice. Real nice. Power 5. Not efficiency 5. Power 5. Of course. Wow, Curse of Binding. He's so cool. Mending for a stupid price. It's the middle of the night now. This is as hard as it gets. We're past it, it gets so much easier. But until then, this is what it is. 18 minutes left. Please, I know you can give this to me. Quit giving me looting, dickhead. Unless you're saying you want to be stabbed by a looting 3 sword, in which case I'm happy to help, but I would prefer not to. I'm sure you wouldn't want that either. So just give me the enchantment at the good price. That's all you have to do. Efficiency 5 for 16 emeralds or less. That's very reasonable. Hell, I haven't even seen efficiency 5 in such a hot minute either. Hopefully we're coming up on it again soon, but somehow I doubt that. I don't know if it's a list that they pull from versus it just truly being random each time, but we're not inherently due for it at any point. That would be a gambler's fallacy. You're not due anything. It's hit black 10 times in a row, so surely it must be red the 11th time. And it isn't. Or it could be. But you're not due it. It's random chance, which is what this is as far as I'm concerned. Random chance. Hmm. Oh man, this is fun. It's 12:15. 15 minutes. Why can't you just be nice, huh? Is it truly so much to ask for? You give better deals on better enchantments more often. Why won't it happen on efficiency? It's just not cool. I wouldn't be surprised if we started dealing with phantoms at this point. But who knows? We'll see. Apparently not. Dawn is approaching. $11. Just gotta win once. Just got to win once. Just one. win one more time. And look, if we really can't get this backup plan, you know, we can go kidnap the efficiency 5 villager that we already have. It's just mean, you know, it's just mean. It's so close. But like I said, absolute limit 21. And you're not doing this to me. No. You're not gonna get me. I'm sorry. But at least it does exist still. It's the first time I've seen it in a hot minute. It does still exist. But it was just for the wrong price. Just a little too expensive. Just a couple emeralds cheaper. And it would have been good. But, you know. It just was not meant to be for right now. I guess getting 39 out of 40 in one sitting isn't exactly bad either, but I would rather get 40 out of 40 so that way I don't have to do this again. You know, because this grind will take this long, whether I do it today or tomorrow or next week or next month or next year or next decade or anything of the sort. It will continue to take this long. But the only way to get through it is to sit down and do it. It's just how it is. Yeah, there's efficiency 1. Like some kind of jackass. Oh, 5 minutes remain. You have so many other enchantments at prices that I would be happy with, but he just doesn't do it for this one. And I don't know why. I truly, 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 truly do not know why. It should be so simple. It should have been just in and out, you know. but it's been nearly 45 minutes for this one guy. And for what? And for nothing. I've had to pass on so many other things that would have been cooler, would have made other things cheaper, but he just will not give it up. He just won't. And it is very frustrating. Because I feel like we are almost at the end. Not just in terms of the fact that it's almost 12:30 and that's our cutoff, but in the fact that like I do feel like it could be close. It could really, really be close. And it's not. It truly isn't. It feels like it, but objectively speaking, it never is. It could be the next 10 trades, it could be the next 1,000. Who knows? But you're not owed anything. It's not coming due unless it wants to come due. And that's just it, you know? That's just how it is. Well, we got 1 minute to go here. I don't think it's happening in the next minute or so. So it looks like we will leave it for another time. Which is a shame, because I really would have liked to have gotten this done in one sitting. But a deal is a deal here with that cutoff time. If I don't get it next minute, I'm out. And we'll have to just try it again later tonight or sometime tomorrow. I can't keep doing it right now. It is officially 12:30. We'll do 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. And nothing. Alright, well, we're done. I will try this again later, but I'm good for now. I don't want to do this anymore. We'll do this again later tonight or tomorrow, but I just don't want to do it right this second. We got the rest of them in though, which is still pretty good. And once we get this guy in, we won't have to worry about this again. Let's go look at the other guy just to be safe, because generally, I might just move him. It really isn't a big deal to move him, to be honest. It's not like hard, but it is annoying. But it's kind of whatever. At least I think it exists. I'm like pretty sure I had an efficiency. Was it impaling? I did, yeah. I have this one right here for 3 emeralds. So, look. We'll put it there. If we really want to, next time, we'll give it another hour next stream, okay? We're gonna give it an hour, and we're gonna roll for the other guy. If we don't get him, we'll just kidnap that guy and bring him over. It's just that easy. Alright. But yeah, with that being said, that is gonna do it for me today, or at least for right now. We'll get better next time around. But thank you all for watching, and I hope to see y'all again soon. Next time it won't be so boring, probably. But yeah, bye bye.